Had to blaze up my celebration stove. Mr. Slomo. I know you've been waiting for a second, my friend. Finally, your time has came up. Basically, my buddy Mr. Slomo came to me and said he wanted a little bit of candy paint. So basically, we already had this 4-pill right here. Okay, he sent this back up here. We did a rebuild tour. Took everything out of the case. Got the case shot with some candy blue, metal flake, aka bass boat. Proper name's metal flake. And that's pretty much how he started off. And then he's like, well, it'd be nice if I could get me a power supply. So that's where this come into play. And then he's like, you know what, I'd like to go ahead and get me a driver too. So that's where that comes into play. And then in the mix, he wanted to see if he could get a little work done to a Cobra 29 that I already had here laying around. And wanted to see if he can get some candy splashed on the covers. See if I can get that showing right there. So we got all metal flake. I guess you can kind of call it a candy. I wouldn't call it a metallic blue, but it's just a beautiful blue. I'm just going to call it the candy painted beautiful blue, because it is absolutely, it's my favorite color blue. And this is also the unit that has the Loudmouth module, and it kind of killed two birds with one stone. He got him a free module, so I'm sure he's happy about that. And the only thing done to this radio is I just installed a dead key variable, regulated dead key variable on the RF gain pot, and threw him a I think a 10,000 microfarad filter cap on the back for him there. And he wanted this front sticker here. The front of the radio was kind of seen its better days, so he wanted to get this representing, I guess, the South, because he is from the South, no doubt about it. And you got all brand new knobs as well. Okay, so I went ahead and put all brand new knobs for you. The only thing about this channel display is, well, the LEDs seem to be working now. Ain't that weird? But it's the top LED segment's going out and on. It's been out, honestly, all the way up till now. That's weird. And I was going to tell you, if you wanted to, man, you could ship this bad boy over to Stick, man, and get them to install a blue LED channel on there. I've tried one before on a Cobra 25 that wasn't successful. I think because it was the wrong thing, but I have not tried one yet on any other radio. So I'd say shoot that thing over to Stick, get them to put you a channel. I know you wanted everything all blue, and tell them to go ahead and change that LED to blue too. The only thing I did do, the lamp was not working in here, so what I went ahead and did for you, man, is I got a white 3mm LED and a blue, and put them together, and that's kind of what you get with it. So this is definitely super bright, and you won't have no problem seeing that either. The radio's doing about 5-6 bird. You know, not nothing too extravagant. I think it already had somewhat of a mild peak and tune on it, but yeah, there you go. We're going to hit all this with the hot radio too, and we might even change the driver just so you can see the max performance of everything. Alrighty, off to what's going on right here. Alright. I was going to attempt to cut a hole for a voltmeter here in the front, but I decided to not do that. Just to be on the safe side, I didn't want that paint heating up, because you know, just like any other paint, this is a real true automotive paint. This is done in a collision center, at a collision center. This is the real deal automotive paint. You can wax these just like you would a car. Just like you would a car. Mr. 073's put wax jobs on a good bit of them. I have not got these waxed yet. They're fairly new painted. That's why I didn't really want to start putting the Dremel on this thing and heating up that paint. So what I went ahead and did for you for your voltmeter is we got a jack right here in the back for you. Okay, and here's your voltmeter right here. And I painted that blue for you. So you're just gonna plug that bad boy right here in the back. Okay. Now with the power supply, these wing nuts are slightly close to each other. I'm gonna send these wing nuts to you, but I would probably try to use these bolts if you can, because it'd just be a lot more safer, just in case you accidentally drop something back there. You know, it'd be a better chance of not causing a trip in that breaker, you know, if you can help it. And it's just because of the type of case it is. This is actually an 8-pill case of the CBS 8-pack. And that's pretty much where the SO239 holes were. So it was slightly close, but it's good enough. So it's good to go. And I went ahead and made your jumper for you for your driver right here, because the wires coming out of it wasn't quite long enough to hook to the supply over here. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I did make the jumper that we talked about. These are Anderson 75 power poles right here. So I got a power pole on the end of that, made you another power pole jumper with a 1/2-inch lug on there. These are 1/2-inch bolts back here, which is overkill, but kind of had to go with that with the holes that were already there. Alrighty. So we'll fire this up and see what's going on. Then we'll hook up a hot radio and maybe even another driver in line. Might throw 2 1446s in this thing, man. I'll be back. Alrighty, I've got everything hooked up a little differently, because this is a little different than how I normally have to hook up stuff right here. So we're just going to show you what your radio is going to be doing. Okay, we're going to show your peak on this 250 watt slug, since I don't have one smaller. I need to go shopping. Okay, so where the 5 is, that's 50 watts. We're on the PEP, okay? Dude, yeah, that's like you're about peaking about 30 watts. Alright, I'll be right back. We'll put the 10 watt slug in the CRMS. Alrighty, here's the 10 watt slug. Reading the bottom scale. Got you right there, the 1 watt dead key. Dude, yeah. Right there at about 5.5 watts RMS. Oop, oop, oop. Oh, yeah. Let you know this RF gain. Goes up to about right there. You can roll that jugger down to nothing if you want to. We'll roll that back. As y'all know, I don't do many things with radios, but if it's an RF power mod or dead key variable mod or something like that, I ain't got no problem with doing that at all, and some other small things. And if anything I can't handle, I'll go ahead and push on over to Mr. Stickman up there at the No Name Amp CB shop. He handles all the extra stuff that I don't know how to do. But hey, we're gonna be getting into radios more and more as time goes on. This old big, this big head can only handle so much, even though it's so big. Alright. Alrighty, we're gonna pop this 10 watt slug out and put a 1 kW in and turn some switches on. Be right back. Alrighty, this right here is a 100 amp supply with an iron core transformer. It's basically just an identical supply as that one right there, built by Mr. Real Deal. Give a major shout out to old Real Deal. See if we can't get his logo in there. God dang it. That's just the way the thing sets up. I try to get his logo in there when I can. See if we can't get the light in there. You might be able to see it. Give a major shout out to old Mr. Real Deal DC Power. So we got a 100 amp iron core transformer. I always like to give a little bit of control if can. So down is the medium tap, floats at 18.5. Up is your high tap, which is going to float at 21.5 volts. And of course it's going to drop from there. Okay, so pretty much when you're on your low tap, you're roughly on about 60 amps or so. When you're on your high tap, that's when you're hitting around 100 amps of current able to be pulled. Alrighty, there's your 4-pill, there's your 1-pill, and boy is that a beautiful sight. Blue has always been my favorite color. And looks like we got about 4 minutes on this record, so I'm gonna have to try to shoot through this pretty quick so I can show the internals. Alrighty. I'm gonna turn the 4-pill off. We're just gonna check and see what the driver's gonna be putting in, okay? We're on RMS. We're on the medium tap. Now we are. Come on, no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Looks like we're hitting probably about 40 RMS. Okay. Here's your peak. Oh, just a little bit over 100 watts. Alright. To get RMS out, you got to put RMS in. To get bird watts out, you got to put bird watts in. This ain't no big drive monster competition radio by no means, okay? Just keep that in mind. But you know, it's just a decently tuned Cobra 29. Alright, we're gonna leave everything up. Turn the 4-pill on. This right here is preamp. This right here is SSB delay. Alrighty, 1000 watt slug, RMS. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Almost 300 RMS. Here's your voltage drop. Oh, 14.2 volts. You definitely can go on a little bit higher voltage, no doubt about it. So we're gonna go ahead and flip up to the high tap. Go yeah. Right there, about 340 RMS. Go yeah. About 350, 360 RMS. Here's your voltage drop. Go about 15.8. Take a look at the peak real quick. PEP on. Go in the corner. 1000 watts. Alrighty. I think what we'll do now is go ahead and jump on the hot radio. So let me press pause and I'll be back. Alrighty, bud. Here's the hot radio, 8 watts RMS drive. 15.2. 15.2. Right there, about 400 and 410 RMS. And this thing can take some more drive. We'll be back. Well, after I looked to see what I was going to have to do to hook up the two 1446s with all the jumper links and everything for the power, I just decided not to do that. But I did hit it the other day, and it was doing right there about 520, 530 RMS, just to let you know. I didn't check the peak, but it's probably around 1200 watts. But anyway, here's your 100 amp supply. I went ahead and turned it around so you can see the back of it. Okay. Got that 100 amp bridge. Definitely makes things a lot easier and more efficient. Less voltage drop. There's your MOV and filter cap on the incoming AC. Alrighty, off to the rebuilt 4-pill. Running out of time. Alrighty, Mr. Slomo, here's your rebuilt 4-pill. I tried to clean it up as good as I could. There's a couple of solder spots and all that. I try to put everything in there, you know, to where it didn't have solder spots all over the place there. But we got her tuned for you. Had to retune it after we done the rebuild. Okay. And every fan in here is all voltage regulated. Alrighty, brother. Alright, off to this beautiful looking driver here. It definitely won't beat the snot out of it, but it definitely will drive it and give you your kilowatt, man. No doubt about it. I think this is one of them 4-pills that wouldn't mind having a 2-pill hitting it. But hey, man, you ain't got to drive it like that if you don't want to, man. Hey, 200, 300 more watts ain't gonna make no difference on the other end. Alrighty, we'll be back. Alrighty, man, there's your little 1-pill driver. New 2879.
You get a jumbo or something.
All gold-plated Teflon SO239s. There you go, brother. 0.75 inch transformer on the output. Looks like we got about 20 seconds. People starting to like these candy painted boxes. Got anything you would like for us to do? Give me a shout. info@gatekeeperamps.com. That's a new email I'm gonna start using. I am getting caught up on my other email, so everybody just be patient. Doing as good as we can on this cow picking in. Old Gatekeeper out here around northeast end of Georgia. Shout out to